words. I mean, unbelievable. You know, you playing.
Oh,
It just seemed like it's just,
everyone. Welcome Dee Young to
yes.
this edition of an AARP interview with a luminary in the state of Kentucky. And from what I've heard about you, TD, an international luminary. But we're going to get into that.
All right.
My name is Charles Williams. I am a member of the Executive Council with AARP here in Kentucky. I've been a volunteer with AARP for a little over 10 years. And this is a passion for me because AARP's mission is to ensure that people who are in the 50 plus age group get to live and age where they live in comfort and peace. And one of the things we do is we bring to those folks interviews such as this. So, Dee Young, I'll give you an opportunity to introduce yourself, and then I'm going to hit you with a whole bunch of questions because, buddy, after looking over what you've done, I've got them for you. So please introduce yourself.
Okay, my name is T.D. Young. It spells Teedee Young, and that's it. I'm a blues player.
Thank you, TD. Hey, before we get started, I always like to make sure that everybody's on the same page, and I like to start off with definitions, and so everyone knows that when we talk about the blues, it will be from a definition that you have identified or that the presenter has identified in this particular case, the blues. So please give me a definition. What is the blues?
The blues is music that you play from your heart and what you feel and how you live your life. If that's my definition, it's experience. You had hard times in life. I mean, it just comes from your heart. It's hard to describe it. But
I think what you did just now was you gave me a little key word. It speaks about hard times because It speaks about hard times because as I was listening to some of the words of some of your work, pardon me, I'm getting over a little bit of a cold, so I'm a little bit hoarse, so bear with me. As I was listening to some of the words of some of your songs and other blues singers, I've heard songs about the woman I left behind, and it's not so much about the truck that broke down or my dog who bit me or whatever the case may be. It seems to be about heartbreak and pulling at the heartstrings of a painful episode in one's life. The blues, is that something that keeps us in a state of mind that says we are feeling bad and there is hope at the end of the tunnel?
It can mean that, and also can mean that you're happy. You know, you have to have a spot in your life where you're really happy and enjoying yourself. It's just like I said, there's a feeling that you can't describe.
Okay.
It's hard to describe it, but basically I can deliver it through my lyrics.
And the comedian Flip Wilson long ago, many years ago, was once asked in the character of Geraldine. He was asked, "What is love?" And I will replace that word love with blues. He said, "Love is a feeling you feel when you're about to get a feeling you've never felt before." So maybe we can apply that to the blues. It is a feeling you feel when you're about to feel a feeling you've never felt before.
Right, and you can't explain it. It's a I don't know if you call it a spirit. I don't know how you would call that, because you could feel the same feeling in all music, all genres of music, but it's just a feeling you cannot describe.
When you use that definition, when you take it from that perspective, all music is all encompassing, and It depends on a person's state of mind, is what I'm gathering from what you say.
Yes.
It depends on where a person is at that specific point in life.
Right.
And when I was looking at you play a couple of selections the other day, I said, this guy's really enjoying what he's doing. And then I heard you mention in an interview, when I see a child pat his feet or a little kid who doesn't even know what they're doing start switching around and doing their thing, I know I'm touching them. Is that what the blues is?
That's what it is. That's what I see. And I'm feeling it. So basically, you feeling what I feel, and then I know you feeling it. And buddy, it just makes me feel really. I'm doing a good job. This hard, just like I said, this hard to describe. Anytime I play and I see people all into it, actually literally seeing people start crying. And I know sometimes I make a joke. I said, did I do something wrong? But really, they feeling it. They feeling what I feel.
Yes. Isn't it amazing that instrument you're using, just by hitting, and I don't know chords from strings from any of that other stuff, but just by hitting a certain note, you can touch a person's being. And sometimes when you're there, sometimes you're in your own world and others are drawn into that world by what you're doing.
That's what people say. They say you went into your own world, man. Where you at? I said, I'm right here, And then a lot of people, they'll walk right past me and they'll say, man, I walked right past you. I said, well, I'm sorry, I didn't see you. I don't know. It's just something I can't explain.
Now, throughout this discussion, I'm going to throw out a couple of dates and a couple of, for want of a better word, accolades for you. 2011, Best Blues Artist in Lexington. And later they titled that day Dee Young Blues Award.
Yes.
Nice. Talk about that.
Yes, they named it after me. I had won that award, I think it's like 4 years in a row. And then they decided, it's like, well, we just decided we were just going to name this award after you. And I told them, I said, I really appreciate it. That's a great honor.
Now, you and I have something in common. Both born and raised in Commonwealths. I was born and raised in the Commonwealth of Virginia. You are born and raised in the Commonwealth of Kentucky.
Yes.
There's another one that brings us even closer. Railroad tracks. Does that ring a bell with you?
Railroad tracks.
I was raised with a railroad track that ran in front of my house, and it identified, because railroads and trains had to run on a time frame. It identified the time I had to be up out of the bed, and it identified the time in the country when I had to be in the bed, especially in the summer. So I'm thinking about you, and I was looking at one of your videos where you're sitting down by the railroad track. And you pick up one of these big rocks. I said, what's he gonna do? And then I got paranoid because we didn't have any better sense as young kids other than to pick up those rocks and throw at each other. You picked up that rock and started picking at your guitar.
Yeah.
What was going through your mind, my friend?
Well, actually, that railroad track, that's where we shot the video. And actually, that's the neighborhood that I started playing my guitar in. So we decided to take it back to that neighborhood and shoot that video. So actually, my son said, play with the rock. He said, can you play? I said, I can play with anything. It don't make me no difference. He said, well, go on and play the guitar with the rock. And I started playing it, and even he was amazed. I said, man, it doesn't make me any difference.
Doesn't make any difference. Guitar virtuosos. You started playing, I believe I read somewhere at the age of 12 or 13, someone gave you an old banged up, beat up guitar. Who was this guy that gave you the beat up guitar?
His name, we always called him Mr. Harrison. He was an older gentleman, and I used to get out of school. We used to run down there to that railroad track, and that's where all the older men used to sit and drink and sang and party, and they had the spoons and the jugs that they played, and I couldn't figure out that jug until later on after I got older. the jug was what had liquor in it, and every time they drank it, it had to change tune. So I figured that out later on. But this older man, he said, "You gonna play this guitar?" He said, "You down here every day." And my mom used to get on me all the time, said, "Stop hanging out with those old men. You don't need to be down there." Yes, ma'am, but I want down there because that music. So he gave me the guitar, took it home. My mom made me take it back. We old school. Something don't belong to you, you take it back. And he came back and said, "No." I let him use it. She said, "I can't pay for the guitar." He said, "Don't worry about it. Let him practice and play this guitar." So when I thought I had the song down, I took the guitar back. And he said, "You got it?" I said, "Yes, sir, I got it." He said, "Well, go on and fire down on it then. And I want you to fire on it too." And I didn't know what fire down on it until after I got older. Now I know what he's talking about.
But I'm glad you mentioned that word "fire down on it" because I heard something in another interview you did that you said, "Fire on it, boy, fire on it."
Yes.
I wanted to know what that. Now, fire on it means just put the pedal to the metal. That means do it.
Play that note. Look, you got me one play now, but play that guitar. And that's what feelings, and that's what that means to me. Fire on it. It's with a feeling. It's a note. I mean, you can play one note, and man, it just goes all through you. So
look at you.
That's me. That's the way I like to do it.
This image up on the screen shows a person who is in their own world. Wow, that's amazing. So another accolade, Beale Street Blues, Memphis, Tennessee. Now that has a special place in my heart because of the book, If Beale Street Could Talk. And I got to thinking about that story behind that book and that movie. And I got to wondering, how did you get involved with Beale Street?
We heard about a competition in Memphis, and we couldn't figure out how to get in. So another guy told me, said, "Go to Bowling Green." He said they have open jam. So I went to Bowling Green, and we went into a club. It was all white club, basically, and when we walked in, it was so funny though. It seemed like everything got quiet. So my keyboard player, he was real funny though. He said, "Did you leave the truck running?" And I said, "What are you, shut up?" He said, "Leave the truck running." I said, "Man, come on, we're gonna play." So I went out back, met the guy. We come in. I said, "Can we jam?" He said, "Sure." So we got up, we played, and he said, "I didn't know it was any blues bands in Lexington." I said, "Oh yeah." He said, "Would you be a part of my organization?" I said, "Sure." So after that, he said, "We have a competition coming up to go to an international blues competition in Memphis." So I said, "Oh, really?" I said, Can we?" He said, "You got to compete." He said, "If y'all win, you go down, you'll represent us." And I said, "Fine." So we went down, and we done pretty good. We actually won the title of King of Beale Street.
Nice. So I'm going to ask you to do a quick thing on the guitar because, as you know, we don't have a lot of time. But there's a song that you were singing, and I don't know if this was the title of it, but I got a charge out of when you said when the response was, "Don't shut the door and put me out. 1 foot in, 1 foot out." Is that it?
Yeah. Yes.
Hit me with a lick of that. That was fun.
It was a. I got 1 foot in and 1 foot out. Don't shut the door, baby, and put me out. I got 1 foot in, and 1 foot out. Don't shut the door, baby, and put me out. So how many times have that happened?
Hey,
everybody.
Don't put me out, baby. It sounds like you're at the door begging. Don't put me out. I got 1 foot in. And in the video, she showed you no mercy, my friend.
they put everybody put me out.
Ah. Hey, where's your keyboardist
Accident
today?
song that
What's his
was
name?
written,
Tim
but
Talbot?
huh?
Your
Sir?
keyboard is the keyboardist Tim Talbot.
Tim Talbot at the time was playing for me, and because he's sick a little, he's down up under the weather a little bit.
Okay, okay.
So I had to grab another keyboardist, which is really he's great too.
I was just curious because it's always nice to have a right hand man who you can turn to and say, "What do you think?" And they're not going to give you anything to butter you up. They're going to give you the straight poop.
Straight up. During that time, before that was Bruce, a guy named Bruce Smith. Oh, he was straight up, but he was awesome on the keyboard. Actually, Jimmy Smith taught him to play B3, and man, he's point blank. He was
Jimmy Smith, the organist.
organist. Yes.
Wow.
Yes, but Bruce is gone on now, and
Okay.
kind of miss him. But Tim Talbot stepped in, and now Tim's kind of down, and then Manuel Holloman is now for me, he's great too. But he's point blank too. I like him too.
Nice, nice. Hey, tell me, as a kid, when you were learning to play that guitar, there had to be something that drew you to the guitar versus a wind instrument or percussion instrument. What was it that separated that guitar or that type of instrument from any of the others?
That guitar sounded like it was saying words. I mean, unbelievable. You playing.
Oh.
It just seemed like it just talked to you.
I was about to say that thing is crying. It's hey. Oh, I don't have my voice. I would help you out if I had my voice today. We would get something going here.
It seemed like it says words, and the guys who used to play the guitar, Mr. Harrison, I would be looking at him like that guitar seemed like it's talking to you. It was amazing because he would use a pocket knife for a slide too, and that's what I learned. I can't use a slide. I have to use a pocket knife. I was taught the old way.
Uh-huh.
And a lot of people said, why you gotta have a pocket knife? I can't use a slide. But that slide, guitar just seems like it just says, it talks to you.
Yeah.
If you done the right way, unbelievable.
You've grown with the times. I was looking through your photo gallery and I saw you back in the day of the Jerry curl.
Then don't you do that.
Hey, don't worry. I put one in my head the other day and I jumped in the swimming pool and swished my head back. And my girlfriend looked at me and said, don't do that no more, boy. That's one of the times I felt the blues.
Yeah, we had the Jerry curl, the Superflies.
Oh, yeah.
And the afros.
But you followed the trend and you developed into T.D. Young. You are who you are. And here's another one. Official T.D. Young Day in September in Lexington, and you were inducted to the Kentucky Music Hall of Fame in 2022. Yes,
that was a blessing. I call everything that happens, and every day we wake up is a blessing. Mm-hmm. So when those things happen to me, and it's a blessing. We just don't know what the good man's got planned for us. Which is I just go with the flow. I don't ask no questions.
You just go with the flow.
Yes.
Hey, now the Cotton Club has a lot of history behind it, and I understand you played at the Cotton Club. What was it like playing there?
Now there were two Cotton Clubs. There was one here in Lexington, and that was I was way too young, but they changed the name of it to Up Jumped the Devil. Then the other Cotton Club I played at was in Chicago. And that's where I met Bernie Mac and all he was a comedian there. And Michael Jordan, all these kids used to hang out there. Of course, I heard the club's not there anymore. But it was, they welcomed me. I mean, they welcomed me. Bernie Mac was on me though. He said, "Lee, where you from, boy?" He said, you can play that guitar. Where are you from? I told him from Lexington, Kentucky. And the boy, he lit in on that. He said, Kentucky? Never heard of it. So then he told everybody, I'm just kidding everybody, But
Hey, tell me something. I'm curious as I hear you talking. I hear the music in your voice even. Is there a note that is so sweet that you can hear it in your head, but you just can't get it through your fingers and through that instrument?
now this is strange. I already hear the notes before I play them. I'm a strange guitar player. If I learn a song, I see the song, and everybody say, "How you pick up and learn the song so fast?" Well, I hear the note and I play the note. I basically see the note. So I was taught that through my brother George. See your instrument, know your instrument. So when people are saying, I hear the note, I already see it. So I just play it. I don't know how I do that.
When I was in high school, I had a high school literature teacher who inspired me tremendously with the sonnets and poetry and Shakespeare and Macbeth and all those guys. And she wrote in my senior memories book a phrase that only resonated with me some years after I graduated. That phrase was, "We have never made a statue worthy of our dreams." And I'll give you an example. So in my head, there is a song. It's beautiful. But if I try to sing that song, which would be the actual statue, it doesn't come out the way that statue is. And I hear the same thing with you. However, yours comes through slightly differently. You've already heard the note before you bring it to the instrument.
Yeah, which is I don't know if that's crazy or what. You know, it's like the newest song I just put out, "Love Me No More." I already heard the song. I hear songs, and then sometimes I get in rehearsal and I tell the fellas, "This is what I'm hearing," and they look at me like, "Well, we don't know what you're hearing in your head." I said, "Y'all just take time out, and I'm gonna play what I'm hearing in my head."
Mm-hmm.
Then some people get it, and some people don't get it.
Yeah.
And a lot of the cats said, "I know exactly." Like my cousin in Detroit, I took a song up there, and he said, "I know exactly what you want, and I know what you hear." And I said, "Family, somebody's understanding what I am hearing in my head. Yeah. I just have to get it out."
Hey, give us a little bit of the song you just said. You said,
"Love Me No More."
Yeah, let me hear a little bit of that.
Okay, let me see if we cue it up right quick. Then come up. Give me 1 second. Can I step out?
Sure.
Out of the picture. Baby, why you don't love me no more? I said, baby, why you wanna treat me so cold? Now listen, I try to give you everything you needed, but what you really want, always playing in these streets. Baby, why you don't love me no more? Tell me why. Tell me why you don't love me no more. Tell me, baby. Oh, tell me why you don't love me no more.
Hey. Oh yeah.
Why? Let's cut that off.
Hey, I'm looking at the old clock on the wall. We don't have a lot of time left, but I just wanted to quote something from a lyric that you had, or maybe it's the title of the song. Oh, this one just blew my mind when I heard it. It says, I want to be a good boy, but the devil keeps dogging me. Oh my goodness. And,
Yeah,
and then somewhere in the
but the
song,
devil
you say
keep
you go
talking to me.
and knock on your lady's door and she gets upset with you because you smell like you just had a shower.
Yeah.
Oh my, that's the blues, buddy. That's the blues. Well,
Yeah,
hey, before we go, I want to get into a couple of things to just kind of promote you. And if there's something that I miss, let me know and we'll cover that. So you play every Monday night, is it? At
every
TD?
Monday night at the TD's. It's 266 East 2nd Street. We'll start, the doors open up at 6. We'll start by 8 o'clock. And we'll play some jazz. And then I ask, if there's any other entertainers in the room, you're welcome to come up and play. I think it's only fair, they want people to hear them too, like everyone else. So treat everybody right and fair. And when you come to my place, you are home. You're comfortable and you enjoy yourself. And you never meet a stranger here.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That has got to be an amazing experience for some of the young guys who are getting started, especially can you imagine a young you being able to step up on the stage at your place, at a place like yours when you were 14, 15 years old? Oh my. Oh my.
Yeah.
The other thing is this a good telephone number for booking and scheduling? 859-399-8842.
339.
339. Oh, 339. Okay. 859-339-8842.
Yes.
Okay. For anyone who wants to do any booking or scheduling you, then you have an email address, TD, that's TEEDEE Young Blues.com.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And there's just so much. There's so much more I want to talk to you about. I'm going to have to come out and see you in Lexington. That's for sure. Hey, and as a parting shot, give us something about the sweet note, about the blues, about coming out to see you, and then play us on off into the sunset.
All right. Let's turn it back up now.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the amazing work of Dee Young. Thank you for joining us.
Welcome this morning.
To look in on Dee Young and all of his shenanigans. He's into everything. But the blues is his mantra. Thank you, TD.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us with AARP. So long, everyone.
Anytime.
That it.
Well, it's raining cats and dogs. Ain't nobody home but me. Said it's raining cats and dogs. Ain't nobody home but me. It's a little too bad. Be out in the street. I think I call my baby. Tell I'm home all alone. I think I call my little sweet thing. Tell I'm home all alone. Raining too hard to hit the street. Raining cats and dogs. Ain't nobody home but me. Raining cats and dogs. You heard that old saying, ain't nobody home but me. Well, let me get off here because I sat here all